Retired professional athlete, I'm here with one of my questions for you. Would you be surprised, skeptical, or curious if I told you that arguably your greatest rival to your long-term physical wellness is unattended to stress? If so, this wellness snack titled To Physically Thrive, Don't Underestimate the Stress Opponent could be just what you need to digest in order to be able to keep winning in the game of life fitness. So with that in mind, let's pull out the game film on stress. So what is this opponent we call stress? In our last wellness snack, Mental Sharpness Part 3 on Conquering Stress to Stay Mentally Sharp, we established that stress is when worry is either a constant companion or very frequent visitor that won't give up unless you force it to quit. That persistence characteristic that stress displays is just one of the reasons why you shouldn't underestimate it. Sometimes in working with retired professional athletes, sometimes, not all the time, many want to shrug it off or say, I can handle it because they've handled stress so many times in game time situations. But this stress outside of the game is much different. It can be like a Mike Tyson, George Foreman, Sonny Liston and knock you out. It can swarm you like a Joe Frazier or a Rocky Marciano. It can out-finesse you. It can trick you like Muhammad Ali or Floyd Mayweather Jr. So we've kind of established that stress can flow between these styles. It can be a knockout puncher. It can swarm you. It can finesse you. It can be trickery. But all of these can have some real damaging physical blows to you. And that's what I want to impress upon you so that you take it seriously and then you make sure you can act on it. Now, in order to act on it, there's a couple other things that I like my clients to do. And that's one, be able to improve their recognition. Because again, of that fluidity of styles and the subtleties that stress has, you don't always know when it's happening to you. And you need to know when it happens to you in order to be able to make your real-time in-game adjustments to be able to defeat it in that purpose. But in addition to be able to recognize it, you also should identify the sources of stress where it commonly comes from. Because you put those things together, now you know stress's game plan, and you can put together your own game plan, focusing on your strengths, shoring up your weaknesses, and being able to adjust as you see fit. So whatever your pro sport was, you just didn't focus on one aspect to reach that championship level. Even a sprinter just doesn't focus on getting down the blocks quickly. He or she focuses on how do you get through the middle part, the latter part of the race as well in strong fashion. So just like that, when conquering stress, I'll take you back to what I like to see my clients have, what I work on with them on to develop and to execute is really a three-part approach to conquering and defeating stress so that you don't experience these detrimental physical side effects from stress. And that three-part plan is you've got to, whether you want to call it prevent, repel, or avoid, number one. Number two is you strengthen yourself. You strengthen yourself so you can tolerate it more. And so it takes longer for it to impact you. It's just not, you now have a glass jaw that can be knocked out with one punch. Then sometimes something's going to get through your defenses and you've got to figure out how to eliminate it. That defensive line person may have gotten past one block, but you still got to stop that person from getting to your quarterback. So I work with my clients on developing the right plays for them to use. So they've all got their tendencies and what works for them, but they got to have some versatility that I also work in there with them, because sometimes a certain play isn't going to work against this opponent. So sometimes, for example, one of the things to teach in that avoid or repel in that category is to remove yourself from the situation. Well, sometimes you can't remove yourself situations, so therefore you've got to rely on some of the 7 laws of the mind that we talked about in one of our earlier wellness snacks, which I encourage you to go back and take a look at. So you've got to have a good set of plays. You've got to be able to make the real-time adjustments, but there's got to be an integrated 3-part approach to how you really deal with stress to conquer it, avoid those physical problems that we talked about earlier, and go on to physically thrive. So you've just finished this wellness snack on the physical danger that stress poses, how to conquer it in order to be able to improve your health span and be able to live a physically enjoyable life well into your golden years. Our next snack will go into why inflammation management across your whole body is crucial to optimal wellness and super aging. I went live last week for some real-time interaction, and I would welcome doing that again and have you come on to question me, engage with me, tell me more about what it is you're interested in and what more you'd like to hear about in these wellness snacks as we go forward. In the meantime, if you're interested in engaging me for a tailored wellness plan to help you achieve your objectives, please reach out to me. at the email at tim@wellnesswaveclub.com. Don't forget to subscribe to Wellness Wave Club with Tim Daniels on YouTube for more insights, and visit wellnesswaveclub.com for more comprehensive resources. So with that, and until our next Wellness Snack, please focus on life, fitness, and living well.